What's up, boys? We're back with some more zombies. Today we're going to be trying another full weapon build. What I wanted to try this time is the Ricochet Shattering upgrade for the SWAT. Weapon projectiles now break into multiple shards, dealing slashing damage with greater chance of causing bleed. So we're actually going to be trying a full slashing weapon build, I think, with a lot of bleeding. And for the artifacts, we're actually going for all the bleeding or slashing based stuff to amp that up as much as possible, trying out some weapon attack speed, movement speed, cooldown reduction, some nice tank stats, and then the big slashing damage type tag and damage here. I guess we'll try that out, although it seems pretty insane sometimes. For the other characters in the squad, we are looking for the Ghost, definitely, since I think he has one of the best slashing weapons in the game, the 1000 cuts hitting basically the entire screen with the storm that is approaching. And then he also has some slashing caster abilities on top of that. And then probably just medic for some nice survivability and crowd control and a little bit of synergy with the Ghost. So the really powerful thing here is that slashing, or rather the bleeding effect that it applies, does percentage-based damage. If you see the grayed out part at the bottom at 10 or more tags, it has a chance to do 5 times the normal damage. So getting a lot of tags will make it easier to apply and make that bonus damage apply more often. And then we're especially looking for the item that causes bleed effects to tick twice as often, as well as giving some more tags to it there. Other than that, we just want to hit extremely quickly and probably get some decent crit chance for anything that triggers off of those as well. Man, it takes so long to level at the start of the 3rd difficulty. At least we're doing a weapon build, so I think we'll get going a bit earlier. 35% at level 1. Yeah, sure. So we probably take the pistol upgrade, about 20% damage and about 25% attack speed. That's actually pretty good. We want to get the assault rifle pretty quickly as well, so we can hit very quickly and apply the bleeding effects from the ricochet. That's kind of an unfortunate position for that. We've got to drag them away for a while before I can even get close to them. Well, that's kind of interesting. I don't think I've seen that before. So we went Medic and Ghost. Oops. I meant to reroll there, actually. Let's grab probably the Helicopter Strike. It's a long cooldown, but it typically kills everything it hits at this point. We'll grab 1 point here, I think, to get those going a bit. Injured, we will have quite a few things applying that. It's a bit less interesting, just the damage taken debuff, but I could try that. We'll also get some decent freezing between the medic and I think one ghost thing. I think I'm gonna try some slingshot here. We probably don't want to banish any of those. I'll grab some crit chance, I think. Then with the helicopter, we can just run along the line, and that should kill them all. Even with just 1 point in that. More pistol. I guess with the Liberate, we can get the assault rifle going pretty quickly at least. But yeah, there's an upgrade for the grenade trail as well. We can go ahead and grab the SMG. That causes it to deal slashing damage. So that will also help apply bleeding as we're running around the map. So that's a pretty good cooldown reduction. Also reduces or increases the range. Yeah, a bit of a slow start, but I think the assault rifle plus some good ricochet will pretty easily clear everything once we've got a few more levels for that. Sniper, nope. Want very fast attack speed to just instantly apply the bleed and keep it active on everything if possible. That's not the one we're looking for. I will probably take it eventually. I kind of like this to get a lot of extra passive sets. It's banished cast stuff, don't really care about that too much. And then I think most of the stat increases you get throughout the run are from the military training. So I actually do like getting that one, especially early on. I like weapon attack speed, but we got two decently useful rares. That'll be very good on the Ghost and the Medic. I think it's less useful on the SWAT, but I'll take it for them. Since we're definitely looking for the mod chip item that gives a lot of cooldown and attack speed based on the number of crits you're doing, we should be getting a ton of that. Okay, assault rifle, nice. Any weapon that has a decently sized magazine will already get a pretty quick cooldown versus how long it can fire. And we do need to get this up to level 5 to evolve it. Here we go, activation chance 50%, and it's now a slashing synergy. Oh yeah, it does shoot out multiple projectiles. Looks like we're getting like 3 or 4 maybe every time it triggers. So that actually substantially increases the AoE of it. Attack speed, magazine size, and damage. Yup. Nope. We'll try and find someone now. Ghost. There we go. Shuriken is bleeding, but so is his main weapon, so we may as well level that up. It is pretty weak until you get it all the way to the tier 3000 cuts though, but I think the assault rifle should be good enough for now. injured lasts twice as long. That's not super useful, so probably just the 4 kinetics. Let's banish that. Kinetic slashing explosive. We can get items that are much higher damage than that, I think, with no real downside. Actually, don't mind this to combine with the letter and try and find some pretty cool stats with that. Sure. We can try and fish for some nice attack speed and crit chance with that. Assault rifle, yup. I guess we'll take an AoE ability that also buffs up our slashing tag. Assault rifle, katana splash, yup. Let's banish ability area, weapon damage is fine. Onto... they're both really good. We wanted to try out the ricochet evolution mainly, so I'll go here. Focus the SWAT mainly. Let's grab a level in that just to have it. More kunai. Let's finish that, and then probably re-roll. That's not bad early on. Frozen's okay. Yeah, I guess we'll take that for a bit of cash and XP. Probably swap it out later on once we've gotten some better items available to us. Katana. So we got the weapon crit chance, let's banish that and grab that onto the SWATs. So we're looking for a medic. Looking for medic, there we go. I guess probably the slashing tag here. kunai, yup. Katana. And then I think that's ready for the 1000 cuts now, whenever we find that. You do need to get some levels on it as well to get the AoE up to a decent size, since that scales up a bit. It's a bit small at the early levels, but the damage is at least respectable already. Medical drone, that does have a synergy with the SWAT where it does have a chance to ricochet, sure. That's the wrong one. More kunai. Stimpak is pretty good. Attack speed, weapon cooldown, and movement speed are all great. More Stimpak, it looks like. Experiment has a synergy with the ghost where it can fire his shurikens, but this one is extremely good throwing them twice, and then it also provides a little bit of crowd control with the slowing effect on that, and more damage over time for our full dot build, I guess. Let's banish that, and that's decent. We can use that to scale survivability and damage at the same time, spread out some crits around them. We're out of banishes, so I could definitely use the banhammer, but decent weapon damage will take that. Stimpak. Thousand cuts, there we go. Slashing weapon, and one of the best weapons in the game on top of that. Once you get it fully upgraded, at least it's still a bit small. That will eventually go into a freezing weapon. We don't really have anything there yet, but we are pretty attack focused. Stimpak. I like the one that gives you the massive armor increase, so attack size, cooldown, damage all go up at the same time. Pretty big upgrade every level for that. The other Stim Pack gives 100 armor while it's active, which doubles your effective HP if you don't have any armor at all, so that's pretty insane. That's the healing. Oh, here we go. 100 armor, yup. Here we go. Bleeding ticks twice as fast. Oh man, wait. I always forget the lockdown. We can grab both of them. Save that one for the next level. Grab the bleeding scaling. Let's see. Weapon crit is fantastic. Yup. Actually, how much does the 50 HP give with the item? So it'd be 1/6 of that. Yeah, this is going to be way more. Let's grab that to have the synergy with the shuriken. And now with 25 tags already, and the double the tick rates, bleeding effect should do quite some damage, and it should be pretty easy to apply as well. Thousand cuts. Let's get this up a bit for the freezing stuff and triggering the shurikens more often. And then we can level that up to make it a little bit easier to bleed stuff and to make the free shurikens we get a bit stronger. So, Ruby is decent. I guess I could lock that and take it later. I don't know if it fits in the end build, but it's not bad for now. So we can do that, grab the mod chip. Armor, ability, I'm fine with some armor. More experiments. I'm actually not sure if damage amplifications like the injured effect also apply to the percent damage from the bleeding. But that would be a pretty strong combo if they do. So we'll go ice to really ramp up that slowing effect. Let's get that one since it's ready to evolve now. I think I'm going to try out the boomerang version of the shuriken this time since I tried the chaining effects. Last time we did a full throwing build on the ghost, and it seemed a bit underwhelming there even though it was basically the ideal situation for it. So maybe the boomerang will be a bit more impressive. There we go. Act like boomerangs. Yup. Oh, they actually follow you for a long time, huh? And they keep homing on you too. Interesting. Let's get probably the medical drone up next. So this is actually pretty nice as well. 50% weapon attack speed plus some armor. I think I'm going to grab the ruby gem, see how that ends up doing. That one's level 4, so may as well bring it up. Pick up weapon crit damage. Let's see what else we got with the free rerolls. Oops, that was not a great idea. Health for a little bit of crit, I guess. Yeah, we kind of need to get the banhammer to further trim down the stat pool a bit. So, chemtrails or gunner supports the squad by firing at enemies near their location. It's only kinetic, and then if we go here, it will give us some extra crowd control and damage over time, so that makes a bit more sense to me here. Let's go probably some more handgun. Get the syringe and try to go for the freezing flasks for some even better crowd control. evolving the turrets and then grabbing the hollow thing from the ghost, we can have 2 different taunting effects as well. So pair with all of that crowd control, and then that should buy us a lot of room, I think. That one's kind of cool, but we do already have a military training upgrade. Let's see what else we got. Fire, ice, electric, and chemical. I don't think so. Probably just gonna skip this then. More turrets. Dodge, weapon cooldown. We could put that on the ghost and it's pretty good. Sure. We still add half of it to all the other survivors. And it does add some crowd control with the medic when she has freezing blasts going. So we want the other one because it has more turrets and it taunts them, and we're not doing much with explosive anyways. Here we go. 3 turrets, also taunt enemies for 5 seconds. Yep. That one's getting pretty close to the next tier. I do kind of like that just to really pump the slashing to the maximum. I don't think it's good, but it's kind of funny. What would I replace here? 5, 10, and 15. Probably... Oh, we can replace the Emerald Gem now. So we're at 32 slashing, 42% chance to apply bleed, and the ticking effect has a 26% chance for 5 times damage. Little bit of extra debuffing there. 52% damage taken. freezing flasks. And they're already spawning in a way where I can't even move. It's so hard getting to the military trainings now. Let's get some more taunting to buy us some time. Let's get a point in that just in case we need it soon. Weapon crit chance is fantastic. Flash. So hard to move anywhere. No, that's the elemental one. I don't think so. 4 tags to that one, we have 32. Probably not a big deal. Let's get that up to level 5 next so we can evolve it and get the damage shield and some extra healing. Crit damage is decent, I guess. Toss that on the SWATs. Man, it's just so annoying when you literally can't go anywhere. I am down to try that one just to get the slashing effect up even higher. What would we replace with that? pretty good. I guess probably the reroll, since it's getting very hard to move now. I get use all the damage I can get. So that goes up to 36 tags, 46% chance, with 28 for the 5 times damage. And that's actually some of the highest total tags you could get for it. I don't know what the absolute maximum would be, but the Ghost definitely has a lot of tags, and we've got all the items for it now. You could probably replace Medic with maybe Tank for that. He has the Saw Blades. I'm not sure what else. Maybe the Huntress plus Tank combo. Huntress has the Bear Trap, which is slashing, and then the synergy to cause it to trigger the Tank's Saw Blades as well. Maybe a caster-based build with that synergy would be cool. We want the defense for the damage shield in the health regen. I don't think that's going to be that much damage since we're not really scaling up ability-based stuff here. And then next, we want the Hollow Ghost to get these guys off of us because I literally can't move most of the time, which is pretty frustrating. Weapon damage, yup. Solar panel, we should be able to trigger that pretty easily, and with 2 different taunting abilities, that will hopefully buy me some room. I would probably have to replace the Ruby Gem, I think. Definitely not that. We like the double slashing because it's kind of cool and fits the build. That's pretty solid. It gives even more slashing. It's not that good, but it's kind of funny and I like it. That's a lot of stats. That's a ton of damage. So yeah, probably the Ruby Gem to buy us some room, give us some more uptime on the Medic Stim Pack, stuff like that. Here we go. Now additionally freezes enemies on its path, and that'll give us a decent amount of ice synergy up to 12 tags. Electric we don't really have a whole lot for other than the ghost stuff. And I like being able to actually move around the map. Weapon critical damage, I suppose. I feel like the difference between either getting the banhammer or not early on might be a bit too big. Weapon cooldown is actually pretty good for him. Sure. I probably should have used less bans on the items, I think, to make my stats a bit better. Status effects 1, 2, that'd be the ghost stuff 3, 4, 5. So 100% damage is very good. It would beat that. I guess we should probably replace that. 3 to every damage type tags, but all the relevant ones will have 6 or more. It would bring us down to 10 on that. Seems fine. Let's get this up since it's getting quite difficult, so we're probably gonna need that soon. Attack speed for the medic, probably not. I would take that for the SWAT, definitely. And I always try this, so I guess we'll give this one shot. So up to 5 times, you can go down to half your HP, but plus 50% damage. Doesn't sound worth it, but you only YOLO once. If percent damage increases like that work on the bleeding effect, it could be pretty good. But I just don't know it that deeply mechanically. Let's probably take the Pulsar. If we evolve that, we can get a knockback effect to buy me a bit more room. And I guess as an electric ability, it also has a built-in stun, so that's a bit helpful as well. Armor, crit chance for abilities, sure. Just let me move! Ability cooldown for more crowd control, maybe? I mean, that's just useless, so we may... well, reroll. We could find some decent damage stats, and I do need some damage. Well, I guess we got it back. And then here, turrets, the Hollow Ghost, Stim Pack. He also has the knockback effect if we evolve that, so probably here. I guess we could take that at some point. I don't really know that there's anything I want to give up, though. We have very efficient damage with that, and that's pretty good for these two. And then I don't want to give up the slashing stuff. It's just too cool here. So here we go, pushes enemies back, should buy us a little bit of room, hopefully. Attack speed, ooh, cooldown's probably better for him, I think. Yeah, we'll take that. This build definitely creates a lot of damage numbers on top of enemies. The fast attack speed and the double bleed tick speed. Weapon crit damage onto the SWATs. Not not sure there's anything I really want at this point for items. Banhammer would have been amazing a bit earlier, but I think it's too late to grab it now. Cooldown is okay. Crit chance is great. We'll grab that for the ghost. Chance, sure. Grab whatever decent stats we can in there. Grenade trail is kind of weak from what I've seen. Main thing is it just gives one more slashing tag if we eventually get it evolved. Legendary ability damage, rip. Armor, we do have one reroll, sure. That's actually not terrible with the crit chance thing. Attack speed, sure. There's just nowhere to move, man. They spawn in a way where there's no openings, and then you're just shoved up against the wall the entire time. Banhammer right before we die. I don't think I have enough time to get use out of that now. Cooldown, that would go on the Ghost, since he doesn't get great value out of cooldown. It's okay on Medic, but Ghost has a bleeding weapon. So it's always active. Fragmentation grenades that deal additional slashing. Scales with ability cooldown. We don't have a ton of that. May as well get a little bit more bleeding. Weapon crit is fantastic. So the maximum we could have gotten was 37 with the +2 tags item I dropped earlier. But we cap out at 45% bleed with a 28% chance for 5 times the damage now. And that's with +4, +2. We dropped the other thing that gave a bunch of different tags. Weapon damage. I guess armor here. But it doesn't scale up the damage itself, we're just making the 2 different effects a bit more likely here. It does scale up all weapons with that tag though in the bottom right. We have 195% for that. Oh, you can see the damage that each effect has done in the bottom left. Huh, I never noticed that before. So we've done 280 million bleeding damage so far. 62 million about for the kinetic, not too bad. Bit of crit damage. That only goes on the Ghost, and we don't spread the other parts for the infinite upgrades, so might be better to just take a global upgrade like health here. Give everyone a little bit of crit chance and some survivability. Another Banhammer just to taunt me at this point. Weapon crits is pretty nice. Max health is decent. Probably don't have too much time left. Let's see the stats when they're fully ramped up. So SWAT is at 54% crits. Why does that have diminishing returns? That doesn't even make sense. 177 weapon damage, 350 crit damage, 236% attack speed. But that's after the diminishing? What does that mean? 72% cooldown reduction with the stacks from the mod chip. 37 CDR and 15% attack speed right now. Ghost, our other main attacker, 43% crit, 290 crit damage, 239% attack speed, and 73% cooldown reduction on him. Medic, few freezing blasts, not really stacking the stats on her as much, but she did get a nice amount of cooldown reduction at least. Oh yeah, I do actually have the damage stacking thing on the Valhalla. We're getting pretty close to the end of the run. Should I just try and stack that up? See what we can do with the damage, maybe? I don't think 10% damage is gonna do a whole lot here. I just literally can't move anywhere other than the outside of the map. Weapon damage, sure. I guess we could replace that. We're probably not gonna get too many more out of it before I die. So, we'll try that. It's kinetic and slashing. Weapon damage, sure. Max health. Does attack speed have? Yeah, it does. I'm not sure why it's more than the actual amount, though. It just doesn't really make sense for crit chance and attack speed to have diminishing returns, though. Like, nothing happens if you get huge amounts of them. You need diminishing on cooldown reduction and dodge, because those just break the game if you get to 100%. But it doesn't make sense on, like, pure damage stats. I guess that's okay. It helps supply some freezing stuff. Stacks up our mod chip slightly more. More crit chance for everyone. The SOS signal would have been decent early on as well, but I'm not even confident I can rescue 5 people since I can barely even move. The Hollow Ghosts are doing a lot of work though, grouping them up tightly and then freezing them after that. Ow. There's just nowhere to move, man. Well, we got 10% damage. And we are much more likely to die now. There's nowhere to move. That's pretty terrible. 1% dodge. Attack speed is one of our best stats. Crit chance or health. Let's get some more crits onto the SWATs. And third banhammer. pretty nice crit chance. So we're at 60% with that being reduced by 28% almost. Another 10% damage. Crit damage. Oh, we're getting pretty close to the end, so we're at 824 million bleeding damage. It seems like a lot. 100 million on the kinetic, other ones not super relevant. A couple million each. There's just nowhere to even go at this point. I just don't really like the design of having them spawn in a way where you literally can't move at all. It just... like, does it technically make the game hard? Yes. But there isn't really any counterplay to that, it feels like. So SWAT, we had 44 on the Ricochet, 48 on the Assault. Wait. Grenade Trail did 63 million almost? That must be mostly from the bleeding effects on it. I've tried a full Grenade Trail before and it was extremely, extremely low. So it must be calculating something to do with that, I guess. Over here we had 457 million on the 1,000 cuts. And we were focusing this guy. Wow. That is a massive damage difference. 272 on the kunai on a full weapon build. Wait, Shuriken was 171? And that's with the medic synergy for the experiment, which did 123 million? There is something very strange going on. Grenade and experiment are way, way higher than you would expect here. Shuriken is way, way lower than you would expect. Hologhost pretty good. It was grouping them up a lot for some of the other stuff as well. But that doesn't seem correct. And the grenade and the experiment seem extremely high for some reason. Not sure on that. We could have gone up to 37 slashing tags, but 35 was the highest without really sacrificing too much. The bleeding lasting twice as long isn't particularly useful, but +4 to the tag is okay. The ticking twice as fast is extremely good since that's just twice as much damage, and then you get +2 on top of that. 100% damage with 5 different status effects applied. Extremely good. 40% reduces the ice damage a little bit. It's okay. You can definitely do better in that weapon slot. Slingshot is pretty good. Little bit of improvement for the kinetic. 52% damage taken increase. Oh, you can actually see the status effects here. 876 on the bleed. Wow. That's pretty nuts. Almost 1 billion damage from that. 7% crits on both abilities and weapons for all three of them. Not too bad. Mod chip 31.5 and 12.6 at the ends. Gives us a lot of damage and a bit of crowd control with the freezing flasks. Solar panel to give us some more uptime on the stim pack, and to give us some extra crowd control with the taunting turrets and the hollow ghost. Got a bunch of levels on the ghost and the SWAT. I think the medic is nearly done with meta stuff now. Have almost all of her stuff, but SWAT was kind of low. Ghost is fine, I think. But that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.